Alright, so we're going to show you how to make some really yummy apple pie pockets. Just need a couple of apples. You don't need to skin them. Make sure they're clean on the surface. Apple skins have got vitamins and so forth. Just core them out like this. These apples are getting kind of nasty, as you can see, so it's a perfect thing to do with them. Cut them up fairly small. These things go together really quickly. I don't care about that. That's no big deal. These go together really quickly. I can get up at 5 a.m. for my Aikido class, and I can start these after I get up and have one in my hand out of the oven at 5:30 after baking for 20 minutes. They like I said, they throw together really quickly. The biggest part is cutting up the apples. Now you do have to have dough in the fridge. I usually try to have some dough in the fridge, whole wheat. It's multi-purpose. You can use it for making pizza and doing these. It's the same recipe for my bread dough. So I'm just going to cut these up. This is actually more of this than I need. More apples than I need. One apple will make two of these little pockets. I guess it depends on how big you make the pockets, how many apples you need for it. That's actually quite a bit of apple. Cut it up fairly small. That would be enough for half a dozen or so of these. The boys absolutely love them, and it's healthy because unlike apple pie, there's next to no fat in it. With the whole wheat dough, bread dough, there's next to no oil in that, and I don't put any butter or anything inside them. It's got some sugar, sure, a little bit of brown sugar, but everything in moderation. So let's see what we got here. So get those cut up. Easy schmeezy. What was that? 3 apples cut up just like that. That's way more than I need. This is going to make quite a lot. I'll have to put some in the fridge because I'm not going to make that many pockets right at the moment. So you got that. Next thing you need is some brown sugar, some cinnamon, and some white flour. Now the basic mixture is a tablespoon of white flour, a tablespoon of brown sugar, and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Based on the amount of apple I have in there, I'm going to guess that I need 5 times the amount. So that means 5 half teaspoons, or 2.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and tablespoons of brown sugar. 1. Now you'll see 2, 3, 4. You'll see that this doesn't all get used. You may think, oh my gosh, that's a lot of brown sugar, but per actual pocket, it would be more like less than a tablespoon of brown sugar. Now 5 tablespoons of white flour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't gotta be too exact, as you can see. Now you just give this all a good toss. Get it mixed up. And if it makes too much, if you make too much of the mixture for the amount of apples that you have, then you can just put it in a jar and save it for next time. It saves really well. Just give it all a good mix. Coat the apples with the mixture. That's all you're looking for. And you'll see in a few minutes when I start rolling out dough and filling these things up that we may end up with quite a bit of mixture left over. No big deal. Throw it in a jar, use it next time, and add it to the stuff you mix fresh next time. So there it is mixed up. I'm going to go get my dough out of the fridge and I'll be right back. Alright, there's my dough. There's my coffee. We're going to be rolling out dough. And so what we're going to need is, we're going to need more of this white flour just for putting on my surface when I'm rolling out. I'll get that dough out of the way. Over here. Got these things. My wife got me a set of 3. There's a smaller one and a bigger one. Big one for making big size calzones. I like these for my apple pie pockets. You measure out, so I just know by looking now, about 60 grams of dough goes well in this thing. It's about that size. So we're just going to roll it out so it's bigger than the circle there. This is great little device. I have a friend who's got some. She said she hates them. I keep forgetting to ask her why she hates them, because I tell you, I just can't get enough of them. They're such great little devices. Alright, so we just roll that bad boy out. So it's bigger than I'm not doing a very good job of this rolling, but it will work. So that should be about it. You test it like that. Maybe a little bit bigger. It tends to shrink in on itself a little bit. So you just take it out of there. It's not hitting the edges, so it's got to be rolled out a little bit bigger. It shrinks in back on itself once you pull it off the surface. It reduces in size. So that should do it. Put that on there. Now you just basically, where's my apple? That's not my apple. You just basically take some of your apple stuff, put it in there to fill half of it, because it's going to fold over, and fill it up a little bit high, and take a little bit extra of the mixture, the powder mixture, and so I got it filled up there with apples. I take a little bit extra of the powder mixture, the brown sugar, flour, and cinnamon, and I just put it in there, and I'm doing this cowhand it there. You just fold it over, push it down, and then pull the dough off the front, the excess dough, and that works wonderfully. I put these on a cookie sheet. I better show you that first. Here's my cookie sheet, and find my stuff. There we go. I got some cornmeal. You sprinkle down a bit of cornmeal to keep it from them from sticking. That's basically it. You get all of them made, and then you bake them for 20 minutes in the oven at 350. Preheat your oven 350 and bake for 20 minutes, and I will show you when I'm done what they look like. Alright, there you go. There's 6 of them. There's nothing left. I cut up one extra small apple actually. There was some mixture left, and I figured I had enough dough. I still got lots of dough left. I had enough dough that I figured I'd just do that. So I got 6 of them going in, 20 minutes, 350. I'll show you what they look like when they're done. I'm not going to brush them with egg white just because I don't want to waste an egg, but you can brush them if you want, and it gives them, if you brush them with egg white, it gives them a very nice finish. But for my uses, the boys love them anyway. I'm not selling them or whatever. I don't really care what the cosmetics look like, and I don't want to waste an egg on them. Alright, there they are out of the oven. Sometimes they will burst open a little bit and run out. No big deal. They're absolutely perfect this time. None of them burst open. The boys are anxiously sitting at the table waiting for one. and we'll get you their verdict in just a moment. I forgot to mention about storing dough in the fridge. You can keep dough in the fridge for up to a week. It starts to get really wet on the outside and gets an alcohol smell to it because of the fermentation, but you can revive it with a little bit more flour, and away you go.